Hey there! Salam alaikum and hello to all my fellow bookworms. I'm super excited to be here today to talk about a book that has totally blown me away. So this is Love, A Twisted Tale. My name is JASMIN and I study in SVP Integrasi SABAK BERNAM with the school code BRA6001. As a growing teenager, I tend to daydream a lot. I daydream when I have the chance. I usually daydream about the more romantic side. So instead of just entertaining my unrealistic fantasies, I decided to read this book, and let me tell you, it was worth the read. If you haven't heard of it yet, this book is written by the amazing Elizabeth Lim and is part of a series called The Twisted Tale. What is the Twisted Tale series? The Twisted Tale series is a series where authors reimagine the ending of classic Disney tales. This one in particular puts a fun twist in the plot in the timeless fairy tale Cinderella. It's a juicy 411-page long book, and I have to say I was completely engrossed in it from the first chapter. For those of you who may not know, Cinderella is an orphan who lives with her wicked stepmother and two stepsisters. Instead of being treated as a family member, Cinderella is rather being treated as a servant and a maiden. Cinderella escapes this misery life after her stepmother tried to sell her to another man. She escapes by jumping off a moving cart and landed on the side. She was later found on the streets by Louisa and worked as a seamstress in the palace after given the opportunity by Louisa's aunt, Madame Ermina. In the palace, she was then promoted as a trusted maiden to serve the Duchess who was visiting at the time. She eventually does meet the prince after she danced with him at the first ball, but to Cinderella's demise, the prince doesn't recognize her. Get ready to see Cinderella like you've never seen her before. In this book, she's not just waiting around for a prince to save her. No, she's a strong, independent woman who takes control of her own destiny and saves herself from her wicked stepmother. It's an inspiring, refreshing twist on the classic story, and that's not all. You'll also meet some amazing characters like the Duchess Genevieve, the charming Prince Charles, Louisa, and the cunning Grand Duke. Each of them adds their own unique perspective to the story, which makes it a more in-depth read. This book is a spot-on reflection of our society's reality. It tackles the ongoing battle between the powerful and the powerless, as we witness the lavish living of the wealthy and the harsh, brutal poverty of the less fortunate. The storyline focuses on the importances of the vulnerable people, as the prince himself desires better treatment to those in need, but his entrenched power structure blinds him from the real issue that is going on with the common people. It's a realistic yet heartbreaking portrayal of how privilege blinds the wealthy to the harsh realities of the world. So you can see some of this when the prince always talks about helping the people in poverty outside of the castle walls, but throws extravagant royal balls just only to search for a mystery maiden he danced with at the first ball. All these royal events are prepared by the castle staff, who work tirelessly from dusk to dawn just to have food on the table. Now, let's take a break and honor our star and the main character of the book, Cinderella. Cinderella is an interesting character. Even though she was a bit difficult in the beginning of the story, she reclaims her best character title right after she began working at the palace. Cinderella is known to be kind-hearted and hardworking, but in this book she is also portrayed as smart and witty. She understands her growth and self-value the more time she spends entertaining the royal family, such as the prince and the duchess. This is what the films did not focus on, and I have to say it's a lovely addition to the story. In summary, So This Is Love, A Twisted Tale is a highly enjoyable romance book that truly lives up to its title. Although the plot may be somewhat predictable, the book's charming characters and storytelling make for a very light and entertaining read. Especially for fans of Disney, I highly recommend this book to anyone looking for a heartwarming story, particularly for those who are interested in fantasy romance. And who knows, maybe after you pick this book up, a handsome prince might dance with you at the royal ball. That's all from me. Thanks.
5 minutes to pack.